What is up guys, Noel here, back at it again with another review. Today I want to show you guys my thoughts and experiences with these bad boys right here, Nike Kyrie Low 2s. I'm actually pretty happy with these because these are honestly my very first Kyries ever. So without further ado, let's get it started with the aesthetics. So right here I wrote down some of my notes because I'm a better writer than a better speaker spontaneously. So forgive me if I look at it too much and don't really seem to pay much attention to the camera. Aesthetic wise, I think these are really gorgeous, especially with the colorway that I got. Personally, I really like white shoes, and the colorway that these are in is very good looking, especially with the contrasting outsole, with them being black and the pink and blue accents here and there. For me personally, I'd wear these casually. I even wore them to work. Although I'm not really much of a guy that actually knows how to style himself, I actually feel really confident walking in these. So compared to the ones and the threes, these actually look more like the threes, except the threes have that strap, which I think comes from the Kyrie 6s. So if you like straps on your shoes, I think you'd find that the low threes are actually better looking than these, but it does depend on your taste though. So as a person who likes low cut shoes, I don't see these, or I don't really feel that these are low cuts. Personally, I think these feel way more like mid cuts actually. So I'll explain that later in the video. So let's get started with the performance review. Simply put, the traction on these is amazing on outdoor courts since I mainly play outdoors. But from personal experience with how my other shoes grip outdoors and how they compare to gripping indoors, I'd say these would work really good indoors as well. I don't really know what the pattern is called, but it just seems like a bunch of knobs arranged in a spiral pattern, just like how your hair grows into that spiral pattern. With the pattern arranged this way, it actually provides a very good grip for every direction that you move. The center of the spirals under the balls of your feet actually provide good pivot points as well. You actually also have a pivot point on your heel because of the spiral pattern. Compared to other Kyries, the traction also goes up the side of your feet as well. So if you think that you move like Kyrie, or you actually have footwork like Kyrie, you could actually have enough grip when you plant your feet like how Kyrie plants his feet. So you don't have to worry about getting grip when you actually plant your feet sideways. For me personally, it's getting more and more gimmicky, but if it works, it works. Because I don't actually have footwork like Kyrie, so I don't use it too much, but it's nice to have it anyway. Also, let's talk about the durability. Because I live in Malaysia, we actually have XDR rubber on these. So I'm not really sure how to compare XDR and non-XDR models, but from what I heard, XDR rubber is actually more durable compared to those that are not. Compared to other reviews that I watch, reviewers typically say that these won't last outdoors and they don't really recommend it. Personally, for myself, I don't really recommend it as well, but you can try because the knobs haven't fallen off of my pair from the experience that I've had playing in them. And from the way that I move, usually when the rubber is really soft, I usually see the rubber fraying off, or even this type of knobs actually ripping off the sole of the traction. So not experiencing any of those problems is a big plus for me. Cushion wise, these have Phylon foam wrapped around the Zoom Air in the forefoot and the heel, having only experienced the first Kyrie Lows from wearing them in stores, I can say that these feel much better than those. Although I couldn't really feel the zoom units when I tried these on, but the more that I break them in, the more I can feel them. Though with lack of experience testing other shoes, I can't say that I feel them while playing and running around. But the way that I gauge them is after playing, do my knees or feet actually hurt? And it's safe to say I haven't actually experienced any discomfort from playing in these. To touch on the cushion, the main focus of the shoe is obviously court feel, and Nike has successfully achieved that. I know what you're thinking, impact protection might be sacrificed, but the zoom units and the Phylon actually provide ample protection. With the soft Phylon and the bounciness of the zoom units, you won't have to worry about discomfort on your knees when you run around and jump and land in these. So let's talk about the materials. They are very similar to the LeBron 16 Lows, with some rubber bits for the eyelets on the lateral and midfoot. And just like the LeBrons, the material feels really comfortable and doesn't stretch too much or giving you a secure feel. Durability wise, I think these would hold up really nicely outdoors as well, because you do have that fuse part on your toes for your toe drags. It's not the most premium material out there, but it does get the job done. Oh yeah, I also wanna touch on the tongue of the shoe compared to the LeBrons, which have a knitted tongue. These actually have a semi-booty type of tongue, if you know what I mean. So that's just one difference from the LeBrons. Fit wise, go true to your usual Nike size, because the length and width fit snugly for me. Though if you do have wider feet, I'd recommend you going half a size up. So unlike the LeBrons, you don't have to worry about getting these on and off, because it's pretty easy with that tongue. Plus, I also didn't notice any heel slippage from these, because when you actually tighten the laces, it actually pulls your feet upwards. But if you do want tighter feet, you can always adjust the laces into that rubber wing that I mentioned earlier, because they do have extra lace holes. So having that option is very convenient in my opinion, so you can have the fit or a custom fit that you're most comfortable with. So like I said in the beginning, these don't actually feel or look like a low-cut shoe. I'm not saying that low-cut shoes aren't actually supportive. They just feel and perform differently compared to mid or high-cut. My experience in these, I feel like I'm wearing a pair of mid-cut shoes, to be honest. They also ride a bit higher in your heel compared to low-cut shoes. Let's give an example of comparing these again to the LeBron 16 Lows. When I played in the LeBrons, I actually noticed that the low-cut feeling it has, and was a bit hesitant at first. In these, I felt confident as soon as I took my first step in them. The slightly rounded outsole also didn't bother me a slight bit. I honestly didn't even notice it. I think that the rounded outsole is a bit tame this time compared to something like the Kyrie 2s, because that was a really rounded outsole. If you do rock yourself side by side, you can notice the round outsole, but most of the time you don't actually feel it. Again, those rounded outsoles are for your shiftiness if you are shifty like Kyrie. But overall, the support is great on these, and you have the full confidence of going full on or playing full on without getting scared that you'd actually wreck your ankles. So lastly, I just want to touch on some of the negatives that I consider on these shoes. The first negative that I want to touch on is the traction itself. yes, they do feel amazing, but you actually need to break them in first, because Nike has coated the outsole with some type of coating, and it doesn't actually grip for the first few games that you play them in, but after that it's smooth sailing from there. Same goes for the cushion. Although they feel really plush when you put your feet in these for the first time, you'll actually have a rough time trying to break them in. For myself, even though I didn't feel any discomfort in my knees or feet, I can actually say that these felt a little like bricks from the first few lands after getting a rebound, so keep that in mind. Next, also regarding the cushion, make sure that you like your court feel. Yes, the cushion is enough, but if you like your cushion really plush, I don't really recommend these for you, because again, these are catered to players that actually like court feel. So lastly, the price. Although these aren't as expensive as Kyrie's main shoes, these are still up there when you get these on retail. For more than 400 ringgit in Malaysia, you'd better off adding 100 more ringgit to get the main Kyrie's. For less money, you can actually get shoes that perform just as good, if not better than these. Though if you do find these on discount, these are a definite cop for me, so I'll guarantee that you love these. So that's it for my review of the Kyrie Low 2s. Make sure to subscribe if you want more content like this, and give this video a like if you actually like it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below. Also, I'd like to hear your experiences playing in these, because these have been released for more than a year now. I'm sure most of you have played in them. So if you do wanna try these out, I can definitely recommend these shoes for you. So that's it from me, guys. I hope you have a great day ahead, and catch you guys later. Peace.